What's up? Just wanted to talk a little bit about something that I've been kind of looking at doing in the last little while, and that is getting a rifle, getting a firearm. And there's been a lot of concern from all of my family, so from like Muckwas, Clarks, and over here in Australia, Stewarts, mostly Stuart, about me getting a firearm for different reasons. I don't know, I think I just wanted to talk about it because everybody that I talk to in real life are sick of hearing me talk about it. So you get to hear about it, you lucky things. One of the first things that was said was, nobody in our family owns a gun or has ever owned a gun. Why would you want to own a gun? What's that got to do with anything? Really? Nobody really else in any of my family liked metal, but I like metal. No one in my family likes comics as much as I do, but you know, it doesn't stop me from doing that. One of the other things was, I don't hunt, so why would I need a rifle? And it's not that I need a rifle. I want to have one. And I kind of like realized that as an adult, I'm responsible somewhat. As an adult, at least, at the very least. This is something that I should be able to apply to have the right to own. And if I can go through that application program process of doing a safety course, getting my license, and having adequate storage and safe storage, then there should be no question. I mean, obviously, if any one of those three things doesn't go through, I'm going to be quite disappointed. But I'm a law-abiding person. I'm a safe person, and I have a respect for firearms. Which leads me to the next thing. I was told that somebody had voiced a concern about me practicing loading a rifle in the house and accidentally shooting myself or accidentally shooting somebody else, shooting Simone or something like that. And I found that actually a little bit insulting, because in no situation would you ever see me putting live cartridges into a firearm in my house. It just wouldn't happen. There's no need to do it. If you want to practice loading a rifle, take your rifle to the range, load it there, where if you fire it, you're down range and you're not going to shoot somebody accidentally, shoot yourself accidentally. Or, you know, if you wanted to work the action and fire your trigger, see if you got your trigger pull right, see if you got the weight right, because, you know, a lot of rifles have adjustable triggers. Use a snap cap. I'll see if I can get a picture of a snap cap and put it up here. But basically what a snap cap is, it's like a cartridge with no primer, with no propellant, and with no bullet or anything in it. And it's just something so that you can practice fire your firearm without having the striker, the thing that that hits it, hitting up against just bare metal and stuff. Because if you do that enough times, it becomes brittle and it'll break. Not so much on rimfire rifles, which is what I want to get, but definitely on centerfire. Yeah, anybody would tell you don't dry fire, meaning don't fire the gun without a cartridge in it on a centerfire rifle, because the little firing pin that's in there that hits it, that'll become brittle over time and then break, and then just gotta replace it. So yeah. Another thing that keeps coming up is the word accident. I don't believe in accidents. It's the same thing as car accidents. You're implying that there's no blame. If something's an accident, then no one is to blame and something just happened. But when you get into the realm of like unintentional discharge, you know, that kind of thing, people wounding themselves with weapons, people wounding other people with weapons. It's because there's someone at fault, and it's generally the person who is using the firearm. When people are saying to me they're worried about me having an accident, it's just not going to happen. And yes, of course, everybody says, well, you can't say it won't happen because blah 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 blah. But given the definition of, you know, what we're talking about and the context in which we're talking about it, there will be no accidents. If something happens to me, it'll be my fault. But I'm not silly. Like, I know, I understand the responsibility, and I understand the level of awareness of your surroundings, awareness of your firearm, you know, what's happening with your firearm. Is there a round in the chamber? Is the safety on? And all that kind of stuff. So, honestly, really don't see that being a problem. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. Get a little bit frustrated. Get a little bit of pain about it. I have made a deal with Simone about having some savings saved before I start spending money on firearms. And then something else came up as well, that I haven't seen a psychologist or, you know, anything like that for a long time. And to be honest, I've actually been like really good. I haven't felt like I needed to change my medication or anything like that. But she's concerned that I've let it kind of go on so long. So we've got two things. First of all, I need to go see a doctor about seeing a specialist. Then I need to go and see a specialist. Both of those things are going to cost a fair bit of money. And then only after those two things are done can I do the third thing, which is start saving money. Because I've agreed to not spend any money on firearms until I have that money saved. And it's not a lot of money, it's $3,000. But given the fact that I don't really make a lot of money, I make nothing off YouTube, I can tell you that now. But I make enough to live and all that kind of stuff and blah blah. But I'll be saving maximum $250, $300 like a fortnight. It's gonna take a while to get that $3,000. And only after I've saved that amount, can I then start putting money towards my licensing, because I have to get licensed, and before I can get licensed I have to do a safety course and join a rifle club, which I'm looking at a rifle club in Belmont, which is not too far from here. It's probably about a 10-minute drive, and that's going to be a few $100 before I've even gotten obviously my safe and my rifle and, you know, all the other accoutrements. I'm trying not to let it get me down, just because I think I had an idea of what I wanted to do in my mind, and that was be able to get a rifle, be able to shoot, and be able to enjoy shooting and getting better at shooting. And then when someone came to me and said, look, you really need to sort out some savings for yourself, blah blah, then I was like, yeah, that's a good point, I should do that, I'll do that. And then the other thing came up about going to see a psychologist and, you know, making sure and sort of things like that. And that was just like another stumbling block. It's not really a stumbling block, it's just a delaying of things. And one thing that I really have trouble with is having something set in my mind, and if it doesn't go exactly how I want it to go, or not how I want it, but how I envisioned it going, then it can be really kind of disappointing and disheartening, and I can kind of lose steam on it. So I'm trying to be more aware of how things work in my head, and understand that it's not the end of all, it's not the end of everything, it just puts me back a little bit. And it's something that I really want to do, so it's not something that I'm just going to go, well, that was a fun idea for a while. And that's what's going on with me. To be clear as well, the rifle that I want to get is the American Rigger sorry, the Ruger American Rimfire, which I was going to get in 22 LR. And if you don't know, 22 LR is probably like the smallest caliber, like lightest grain round you can get. Anyway, it's funny because the only reason I chose that was because rifles aren't really that expensive and ammo is dirt cheap. Like, you can buy a bucket of bullets, and that's not even an exaggeration. Remington make a plastic bucket full of bullets, and it's cheap. The inexpensive nature of 22 made it pretty appealing. And to be honest, like, you know, maybe if I was actually going to go hunting, maybe I would get something bigger. Maybe I'd be looking to get something bigger. But then if I did, I don't know that there's many rifle ranges in Brisbane that would let you shoot a larger caliber just to go out and shoot and practice. So for my needs, or my wants, 22 is fine. Yeah. Anyway, I want to get a rifle. There's stuff I have to do first. It's just been a hot minute since I made a video as well, and I just kind of wanted to have a little blurt out. So hopefully the next video will be me going to the doctor's clinic to get my mental health. 2712, 2713. If you know what those are, leave a like. I'm really surprised that stuff hasn't fallen off the wall, to be honest. It's a little bit janky. I put a thing on Facebook asking if anybody knew of a good Christian doctor. You might wonder why I want a Christian doctor. The thing is that I think, well, initially, to be honest, I just wanted to hurry up and get to the stage where I could save some money for my rifle. So I was happy to see any doctor, but Simone was saying that it would be better to see somebody that understands your life in a whole. So somebody that shares my faith, and somebody that understands my values would be better suited to treat me and build a relationship with me in terms of a doctor and patient. So, and while I was hesitant to do that, just because I just wanted to hurry up and start saving money so I could get my rifle, the more I thought about it, the more it made sense, and probably something I should have done a long time ago. But so I put something out on Facebook asking about that, and a friend gave me the name of a doctor that, you know, their family doctor actually. So I'll be going out to hopefully make an appointment and see them sometime this coming week. Yeah, and then we can get started on all of that sitting down and talking that I don't want to do. I'm sure it'll be great. It'll be great once I do it. But anyway, that's all from me. If you got any questions about church, about going to see a psychologist, about rifles, to be honest, everything I learned from YouTube. But that's not to say it's not, you know, good information. Leave a comment below. If you would leave a like on this video, you'd probably be the first person in a long time. But anyway, God bless, look after each other, and I will see you